can crucify me, torture me, cut my hands off, something, right? And consents to that. Are you saying it's okay?
I don't agree with that. I think that should be questioned. No, I don't think that's
so.
okay.
So it's not about consent then. So let's.
Do you think that animals?
You're not really responding and engaging with the questions.
Because
so if you have,
that I don't think is relevant to veganism.
It's very important. If the issues, okay.
That I'm trying to convey.
Are you saying the animals give consent?
No.
Right. So is the issue about consent then?
Personally, I think
not personally,
no way,
objectively.
There is no way for us to know whether animals consent. I mean, as someone who has been to a slaughterhouse myself and seen 2,000 pigs killed in a
emotional argument again. Let's stick to the points. Can you not be emotional and just let's discuss this on an intellectual level?
Way to take away the life of an animal that wants
to live.
You see,
you're again bringing up some red herrings and strawmans. Let's deal with the subject matter.
I'm talking about veganism.
I'm talking about your objection to consuming meat, because what it is, you are actually making those animals that you are trying to consume suffer pain, right? So are you saying if an animal were to consent, it's okay? Is that what you're saying?
That's a ridiculous argument to make. I don't think that's
so the issue is not about consent then?
At all.
Good.
I think that we're talking about taking away the lives of non-human animals that do not have the ability to consent.
Okay. Have you stopped all the lions eating the zebras?
Okay. If you see a gazelle running down the street, is your instinct to run after it and tear into its flesh with your bare?
Did you hear my question?
Is that your instinct?
No. My instinct is for you to respond that when you see a lion running after a deer or a zebra, are you stopping that? And would you stop it?
Because they are obligate carnivores. They do it out of necessity to survive.
Okay, good. Now we're moving on. So your question, so your argument for veganism,
in order for our own benefit.
Let's understand that. So your argument for veganism is as long as it's for necessity, it's okay.
Yes.
If it's not necessity...
If it's out of necessity,
no.
Yes, it's okay.
You can eat, for example, if there's no plant products and there's only chicken, then out of necessity, you should eat chicken.
Yes.
Yeah?
I'm completely fine with that.
Right. Is that what you're saying? Yeah? So actually, you're not actually saying everyone should be a vegan as long as you don't... As long as you don't suffer the animal, you don't just... eat out of luxury, for good taste. You're saying it's okay to be a carnivore.
I think that if we're doing it out of necessity...
This is the only reason, my friend. This sign is the only reason, okay? You're overcomplicating it.
Yeah, so actually I don't have a problem with that. In fact, I would say people are actually harming and suffering the animals too much, and that needs to stop. Not only during transportation, not only during raising them and breeding them, there's too much... Wait a second, let's deal with the real issue. So now, this is what we're talking about. We're talking about people are actually suffering, causing the animals to suffer. So why don't you go one step further and say, look, plants also feel pain because they respond to pain stimulus. So why don't you stop eating plants?
Plants do not feel pain. Okay.
Again, there has been already Nobel Prizes won on this issue by Mr. Boshu, right? That animals, just like plants,
they do feel pain.
Plants.
Do you realize that 80% of the crops that we grow go towards feeding livestock? So we're killing more plants.
You're actually dealing with something that look. Let's talk about the understanding of veganism and carnivorism and so on, cannibal or whatever, right? So veganism, is it linked with some kind of belief system?
It's the belief that these animals are not here on this planet for us to use or exploit unnecessarily, right?
Did God intend us to be vegans?
So you're not sacrificing anything by going vegan. You're just not taking what was never yours to begin with.
Now I want to know whether this is actually linked to an ideology. Has God created human beings to be vegans?
I don't believe in God myself.
So it seems like every vegans I'm speaking to, they have an ideology of not believing in a God. So it's actually linked to a belief in the non-existence of a God, right, isn't it? So veganism seems to be... Okay, hang on. Are you a vegan?
Of course.
Do you believe in God?
No.
Right, so two vegans, any other vegans who believes in God? Right. So now we are actually coming to a
I know religious people.
point where veganism seems to be a particular ideology now in this time, driven by atheism, agnosticism. So, hang on. Why is it that I don't see any believer in God among you? I will make some arguments after that.
Religion has no bearing in the argument against animal use and exploitation.
I just established that there seems to be a link already. Any other vegans here who believe in God?
I know vegans myself.
Sorry?
I believe in a divine creator.
Are you a vegan?
Yeah.
Good. So if your God tells you to eat animals, would you do so?
God doesn't tell me to eat animals.
Oh. So which God is that tells you not to eat animals?
Which God tells you to eat animals?
No, you're
about consciousness.
Wait. So you say you believe in a God. Where's your
divine creator?
Wait a minute. Where has your divine creator communicated with you that
Speak about flat earth. You argue about
one moment. Another red herring argument. Flat earth. What does banana and flat earth have to do with veganism here? So my friend, sister, one second. Because now you made a point that you are actually believing in a divine creator, where your divine creator has mentioned to you that you should stop eating animals.
You should know. You should know with your consciousness.
I'm asking you.
Kill another animal.
So where has he mentioned that?
There's no mention. You should understand.
So it's your own made-up belief.
Have you not seen an animal cry because it loses?
Enough said. Any other vegans who believe in God?
Are you vegan? Are you vegan?
No, I am not vegan, but I can be.
Why aren't you vegan?
Okay, I'll tell you why I'm not vegan. Even though I'm against animal suffering, even though I'm against all this overproduction of food and so on and so forth, you know, you don't have to eat animals. You can actually have all the proteins, as I mentioned to you, from plant-based. But why I'm not vegan is because I am not designed to be a vegan. Look at your teeth. You've got teeth designed to chew meat. You've got enzymes in your stomach designed to what? Digest animal proteins. So in your body, even from biology, you are not designed to be a herbivore.
Hold on, one second. But, do you not believe we can live perfectly healthy lives living off plants?
Let's go back to the question again. No.
Answer my question.
Wait.
My question has bearing within the
I know.
you just brought up.
You seem to think veganism.
Shouting, actually.
I'm not shouting. I'm making everyone to hear. Can everyone hear? Good. Thank you. Is veganism something that is of choice? Then you can be a vegan by your choice, or you don't have to be vegan by your choice.
It's a moral.
Do I have the choice?
It's a moral
Hang on. Moral. When it comes to morality, do you believe in objective morality? Then what's the point? You're talking from a relative moral standpoint. I may have a higher moral standard than you if I believe in an objective morality.
We have, as a society, we have an overall basis. We know it's wrong to rape. We know it's wrong to steal. We know it's wrong to murder, right? So now we can pass that down onto sentient creatures that are causing us no harm. Why would we murder, torture, and enslave them when we don't need to? We don't need to be eating them. We don't need to be using them. We don't need to be testing them. They're not for our entertainment. I'm still talking.
Yeah, sure. Let him talk.
Right? They're living creatures. Why are you so arrogant that you can think you can just arbitrarily take their life away from them when they're causing you no harm? Like, you do not need to eat them. You can live perfectly healthy lives living off plants. That is the end of the argument. There's no argument against veganism. I don't even know why you're bothering.
Let's see. That really shows you the level of intellectual argumentation that you're bringing in the discussion. The only honest argument against veganism is that if you don't give a
shit.
Right. So that speaks of your intellectual argumentation level. Never mind. So my point is this. So basically, you are against those people who take the lives of animals unnecessarily. And animals, they take the life of another animal because of necessity. Yeah. So now again, look at your argument. If you take the life of another animal out of necessity, you're saying I don't have a problem with that.
I can't control what wild.
No. If human beings live on animal meat out of necessity, you're saying you don't have a problem with that.
No, I mean, I'd prefer that they move because.
No, it's not prefer. Your argument now has totally crumbled. I don't understand how your argument was in the first place. If you're saying it's all about necessity, If someone eats animal out of necessity, you're saying it's okay.
Yeah. Do you need to eat
Wait a
animals
moment.
out of necessity?
Excuse me.
Do you need to eat
Excuse me.
animals
I want to understand the argument again. If someone consumes meat out of necessity, why is that okay?
Some people are carnivores, some
Why is that okay? You're still taking life of another animal, life of another sentient being according to your definition, life of another animal which feels and experiences pain. Why?
It's okay to eat
Veganism is about
human
us
beings out of
individually. Why
Would
aren't
you happy?
vegan?
Can you
Why aren't you
ask again?
vegan?
the question. You see, if you are willing to accept the eating of animals out of necessity by human beings, then by extension you should be willing to accept the eating of human beings by human beings out of necessity.
Yeah, if there's no necessity, but I'm not controlling those random people in this made up scenario. This is all about here
made
and
up
now.
scenario.
This is here and now. This is about what you can do
No,
here, right
it's
now.
not here now. Let me. Now I'll interject.
Yes.
God, are you
So
joking?
allow me.
No, I understand your question.
No, I'm going past that question now. I saw how far you're disturbed.
Wait,
So I'm
no,
going
what?
past
I'm asking you a question now. It doesn't go back and forth. Why can't I ask the question? Why are you just like jumping in when I'm trying to
I don't
explain
need to
something?
Yeah, you don't want to speak, it's jumping.
No, I'd like to hear what you have to say.
Why aren't you vegan right here, right now?
I've already answered. I would like to hear your point.
Wait, you don't give a shit.
Excuse me. I've already said. I would like to hear
You
your
don't want to
point.
speak to me, I don't need to speak.
No, you can speak to me. I would like to hear, and I'm sure everyone else is interested. What do you want to say?
Well, there are a couple of points. One is, of course, that it's established now from what you have been said. A, that you don't think that it's compulsory to eat meat. The point you appear to be making is, and I would agree with that if meat is required, A, that we are biologically built to eat meat and it's not kind of something that is against our biology. B, that if it's required out of necessity, you should eat it. And therefore you don't kind of call yourself a vegan. Right? That's basically your argument, right? Because you're not, your point appears to be that they are being inconsistent in insisting on applying a relative morality, which is clearly relative to a circumstance, as a general principle, right? That's basically it. And I agree. You are pretending that there's a general principle when you don't have a general principle. You have a principle that is only applicable in these current specific circumstances, where in a rich society, people, with the kind of resources that this society has, people are able to survive without veganism. The history of mankind is such that they could not survive like this. In a few years' time, if supposing we have a downturn in the civilization, if the civilization collapses, people will have to become non-vegan. Veganism, the ability to survive on veganism depends on a certain level of knowledge of what to eat and what not to eat, much greater than non-veganism does.
Google's really good with that. Just ask Google.
It requires,
It'll help you out.
precisely. It requires the
It
existence of Google. That's exactly the point I was making. It requires the information.
Yeah, it's easy. We can all access that.
No. Understand one further point. Veganism is. No one is arguing that veganism is bad. It is the insistence.
You have to be a psychopath to be arguing that it's bad.
You're a very angry man. Calm down. So,
This guy's trying to go.
No, I'm just looking at the level of argumentation here.
You can't argue against.
calm down. So,
Calm down. Who's rating his concept?
okay, so A, your argument is relative, as I said. B, you're insisting on it as a general principle. C, no one here is arguing that veganism is bad. All they're arguing is that you don't insist on it as a general principle.
Well, it's down to your own. I mean, are you against animal cruelty?
Yes, you said that.
There you go. That's it. That's all veganism is.
No, it's not. That's not.
Hold on. I'm still talking. When we can live in a world, right here, right now in London, we've got abundance of products we can buy that don't contain animal products, that don't contain suffering, torture, murder, right? And we can buy them, we can live healthy lives, living off that. So therefore, it's our moral obligation to choose those and products that derive from enslavement, exploitation, use, and murder for a completely unnecessary reason. That is it. You're overcomplicating the matter.
Cool. So now may I say that everything you said, I agree with. So he agrees. I'm pretty sure. Food that is derived from exploitation unnecessarily, food that is derived from murder, be it animal or be it non-animal, okay? Derived from exploitation, slavery, murder, should not be eaten. It should be. Now, the point still remains. Veganism is more than that. Veganism is about an ideological stance which says that in no circumstances, except a very circumstances, should we eat anything other than vegetables. We should not eat meat. This is you're putting ideology where ideology is not required. All you require is simple, basic morality. We agree with the morality. You understand? You're putting. Okay.
It's down on the individual. So like that would be with me one-on-one. It's what can you do right here, right now? When you go to a supermarket, when you buy these products, you're promoting this thing. You don't need to.
Let me tell you where I come from. So you understand that I think the modern methods of farming are utterly destructive of the ecology. Okay? Yeah. I think modern methods of economy are utterly destructive of the way that we can live. I fully agree with that. All right? We don't have to agree on that. It doesn't matter. The point is that the basic principles are the same. You do not need to presume that I'm on the other side of that just because I disagree with your insistence on veganism as an ideology to be imposed on everybody. Instead, human history could not have existed without. We could not have got here without eating animal protein.
Okay. It's different here. The way I talk to the public is a lot different to the way I actually talk in speaker's corner. It's a bit more, you shout and right. So it's down. Down to what we can do individually. We all have to take responsibility for our own individual actions. We can't pass off what would happen if we're in a desert island. What would happen if this situation? What happens with the Eskimos? And what do the lions do in nature? It's down to what we can do as individuals. We are destroying our planet. We are destroying our environment and animal agriculture.
This is not consistent with what you just said.
No, but it's just my way of engaging the conversation.
No, that's not true.
Why? But that is the only honest argument. With the people I'll be talking to right here, right now. That is the only.
One further point on this. You mentioned about moral obligation. So do I assume that you are really propagating against any product that comes from occupied territories, like in West Bank and other places where Israel actually has occupied? So all the vegans, those who support this ideology or moral obligation to that, you are actually with the Palestinians. Excuse me?
I'm with the Palestinians.
Because they're enslaved.
Because they're enslaved.
Their products are slavery.
And in their territory which has been occupied, they're making products and they're selling in shops.
Okay, you don't see that.
Where, and you're buying them. So you are now also like Googling and finding out which of the Israeli products you should boycott that comes from occupied territories.
I will,
right?
I will. Definitely. I will.
That's cool. So that means you are consistent with your moral obligations.
So once you become vegan, your sphere of compassion extends. So I'm starting to buy less plastic, buy bamboo toothbrushes, trying to be less environmentally destructive, because veganism is just the start. And you start thinking about more.
I cycle everywhere, except I cycle everywhere.
We can all do our bit, but the biggest impact that you can have, both on the animals and the environment, is veganism.
Well,
actually, no. Actually, if you become a Muslim, then you will see the greatest impact, the biggest impact. Then you will be what? No to any racism, no to any kind of differentiation, no to unjustified warfare on people, killing them, pillaging them, and so on.
No to destruction
of even. No. When you become a vegan, I'm saying Islam provides you even a better solution for your standpoint and gives you necessarily yes. Allow me to explain. Okay.
What's your name?
Mark.
Now, there's a difficulty with your argument, all right? So you say that without religion, or without, basically, I'll use slightly different terminology, without shared ideology, without so largely, in fact, imposed ideology, you can achieve this, all right? You cannot. So I'll give an example. I'm walking down the street, and a little old lady is walking down the other way. I'm walking on the footpath, little old lady is walking towards me. I'm a nasty bastard. I'm hefty and nasty compared to her. And she's a tiny little old lady hobbling along, and I get upset with her blocking my path, and I push her out. You are a nice guy, you're walking past, you get very angry with her. You say, why did you? She falls down. Okay? Yep. You're a nice guy, you say to me, why did you do that? Don't you see the lady was hobbling along, and you could easily have got out of the way. Why did you push your way through? I say, well, if she can't walk properly, it's her affair. I have a right to walk here. You get even angry, you get upset with me, and you say, I'm going to stop you, and you get very angry with me, and you beat me up. Okay? I say, okay, you're going to beat me up. This is my neighborhood. I'm going to bring my friends, and I'm going to beat you up. And so next day we meet, and you bring your friends, I bring my friends, and we have a war. Next thing is for the big army, right? And it escalates, and we get bigger, and that's the way the world works.
People want to fight back.
Yeah, love fights hate.
No, the fact is.
But what's that got to do with religion and veganism? I don't understand where it's going.
So the way it's going is that you're saying that you've got an ideology, you've got an idea.
It's not an idea.
Well,
the moral basis, our moral baseline.
It's an idea.
I mean, it was an idea to have like slaves at some point.
It's a good idea. I'm not saying it's a bad idea.
It's catching on, basically.